Hello, sippers. I'm Martia.
I'm Demetrius.
And I'm Renee.
And welcome to this week's episode of Sip and Unwine True Crime Podcast. Hey, ladies. Hey, sippers.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, ladies. Hey, sippers. Hey, whoop, how's it going? We're back.
Pretty good. How y'all doing?
I am excellent, actually.
That's good to hear.
Yes. Holiday time.
Not with the excellent.
Yes, holiday time.
Even though this will be posted right after Thanksgiving, what are y'all doing for Thanksgiving? Or tell the sippers what y'all did for Thanksgiving.
So Thanksgiving, I had a boatload of people at my house. Probably about 20 or so. If I count, it might be more than that. But and we're all just hanging out and going to be staying here. So the sleeping situation is a little insane, but yeah, it's a good time because they're drinkers and stuff. So
that sounds fun. Is that both sides of the family, or is it just your family? Who's
well, no, it's mostly his family and then a little bit of mine. But yeah, but they like to party and drink and do other things. So I'm good.
That's good. What about you, Demetrius?
I'm gonna be catching those what we call Z's. I'm gonna get a little sleep in a little.
I heard that. I know that's right. You deserve it, girl.
I'm pulling an all-nighter, getting ready for people to come over tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're cooking for Thanksgiving?
I am.
Sounds nice.
So, but also, sippers, if you didn't already know, although we are a true crime podcast, we also discuss many other topics. So please make sure you keep listening after our case discussion because we have a few other segments you don't want to miss. All right, sippers. So tonight's drink is just real simple, classic. We've probably done it before, but since it is the holiday season, I didn't have time to come up with anything fancy. So I just asked the girls to whip out some of those ingredients for a strawberry daiquiri. And I mixed mine with Bacardi, couple of extra shots of it, if you know what I mean.
You know, you got to do the extra shots.
Because one thing I'm going to do around the holiday time, especially, is make me some daiquiris.
Yes.
So, yeah, I had all the drink ingredients for that one. So it's pretty simple, sippers, but of course we will post the drink ingredients on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages in case you need to check in and see what's what as far as mixing that up.
And I'm already like two daiquiris in, so if you guys hear me slurring sippers, you know what it is, and it's the holiday season, so leave us alone. Don't judge us.
Cheers. Exactly.
Oh, that's right.
Now, before I begin speaking on this case, I do want to acknowledge the people that these crimes have left a lasting impact on. We want to send our heartfelt sympathy to not only the survivors, but also the loved ones and friends of the victims we are about to discuss. This episode is going to be a little different from what I normally do as far as focusing on one main case and several other segments or what have you. I'm going to focus on a current event case that's happening right now, kind of make it more so of an open discussion because there's so many developments happening with this case every day. And then after this segment, I have a few missing persons cases that we're going to discuss. And that's going to be our episode for this week.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, I like to follow up or focus on the unsolved cases and missing cases and get the word out so more people can kind of put their eyes on that. So that's pretty much what this episode will consist of. All right, ladies. So I'm going to read an updated article from the New York Times with this current event case.
Okay.
The FBI has opened an investigation into the death of an American woman near Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, after a video that circulated online appeared to show another woman beating her as someone else recorded the assault on a phone. The woman, Shanquella Robinson, 25 years old from Charlotte, North Carolina, traveled last month to Mexico with 6 friends, according to her father, Bernard Robinson. Some of those friends initially told Mrs. Robinson's mother that Ms. Robinson had died of alcohol poisoning. But a death certificate issued by Mexican officials and obtained by a Charlotte television station listed the cause of death on October 29th as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, or the dislocation of a ring-shaped bone that supports the skull. The certificate stated that Ms. Robinson was found unconscious in a living room at an address in San Jose del Cabo, Mexico, and died about 15 minutes after she was injured. It did not mention alcohol poisoning at all. Mr. Robinson said he was shocked that the Mexican authorities had allowed his daughter's friends to leave the country after her death. She had flown from Charlotte to Mexico on October 28th, he said. one day before she died. Her father said, "I can't talk for her, but I am going to be her voice. I'm going to be her voice to the end because I'm going to get to the bottom of this." The FBI field office in Charlotte confirmed that it had opened an investigation into Ms. Robinson's death, but said it would have no further comment. The State Department referred questions about the investigation to the FBI, but said that it provides consular assistance to family members when American citizens die abroad. "We offer our sincerest condolences to the family on their loss," the State Department said in a statement. "Out of respect for their privacy, we have no further comment at this time." So before I continue reading this article, ladies, have you heard of this case? I'm sure you have, but I just wanted to ask and get it from you. Okay.
I have, but I didn't get into the details too much of it. Like I remember seeing the video of the fight and stuff, and I couldn't like watch it all the way through. I just, kept going because I just don't like to see people fighting. But yeah, I've heard bits and pieces, but not really dug in to the details too much.
I made a post on our Instagram for her. So.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure you guys had heard of this because it's like everyone's talking about it. It kind of sucks with cases like this with everyone talking about it because the family is grieving. They just had her funeral this past weekend, and there's so many people on the internet trying to solve this case, just being investigators with all the different, like you said, Renee, there was a video that surfaced, like you said, Demetrius, you even posted about it because every single day since the case went viral, a few, probably about 2 weeks ago now, I think the case went viral or longer. I remember seeing it, but I didn't, but it was before it kind of went viral. I remember seeing someone posted about it. And, but since it went viral, so many other developments have started to happen here. Anyway, getting back to this article, Ms. Robinson graduated from West Charlotte High School and had attended Winston-Salem State University, where she met some of the others, the 4 women and 2 men who traveled to Mexico with her. Mr. Robinson said his daughter grew up loving gymnastics and ran her own business braiding children's hair. She was a growing, sweethearted person. She loved people, loved her friends, loved to have fun, just a smart, overall intelligent person. Her father said he did not know why anyone would attack his daughter, but he said that he recognized her in a video that has drawn a lot of attention online. According to Mr. Robinson, it shows his daughter in a bedroom being repeatedly punched in the head and kicked by a woman as a man stands nearby and says, "Quilla, can you at least fight back?" And her dad says it was her and she's not a fighter. He says she did not believe in drama because she wasn't raised like that. And going back to what Renee said, I didn't watch the video either. One of the versions of the story was posted, I guess, through a YouTube channel, and they did show a clip of the video, but it didn't show a long clip, and then they had a lot of it blurred out, which I'm glad, because one thing I can't stand coming across unexpectedly is murder videos or fight videos.
Right.
I can't stand
especially if somebody's getting really beat up really bad. Like I can't.
Or like if the life was lost, that does not sit well with me at all. Like I don't like looking at stuff like that. Yeah.
But it was blurred for the most part because she was naked.
Yeah. And
was she?
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that in that video. In the I didn't even notice that because I scrolling by most. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah. So another video has surfaced with Shanquella walking around the villa where they were staying, and she was asking everybody to get naked. And the assumption is they were going to go and get in the hot tub. So they're thinking that she was probably naked during the time that the fight occurred because she either had probably went skinny dipping or got in the hot tub or something like that. But I think it was her mother was telling, whoever she was being interviewed by, that her daughter didn't have a problem sleeping naked or whatever. So they don't really know why she was naked, but yeah, she was naked in that video. But allegedly her parents gave permission for the video to be released or, shown wherever so they could try to help solve the mystery of who killed her. Yeah, it's just so much. And then to hear that these were supposedly, friends of hers, of course, there's a lot of speculation as to what may have happened. People are like, oh, they were hating on her. She covered the trip. They were jealous of her, et cetera, et cetera. But I guess it blows my mind that somebody would go out of town with a group of friends and not make it back. And we don't know what happened. Like no matter, even if she had fussed at somebody or cut somebody out, or I don't know, let's say she slept with somebody's man or whatever, like none of that justifies somebody losing their life. So
and then y'all immediately left.
Exactly. Yeah, that part.
After, right.
Yeah, they pretty much booked their flights the next day.
am I saying it's like a friend's trip? So it's not even like this random person that just happened to, you happen upon, and this is, you guys all went together, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
They all went together. And speculation, like I said, is that she may have even covered the trip, or like, I got the place where we're staying, y'all cover y'all flights or something like that. Like there's a lot of speculation with this case. I kind of was hesitant on covering the case because there's so many developments happening, but none of them seem to be concrete because the people who were there they're not talking. So, initially one of her best friends said he wasn't there and doesn't even know what happened to her. But then he got on his live. I did watch his live, and he was just all over the place
Right.
trying to prove his innocence, but he was just talking too
Right.
much.
But did you hear about how they went to the mom's house and tried to
Yes.
justify their story
Really?
Yes.
and give the
Oh,
backstory on why they left her and
guilt.
what
Yes.
happened? But if you go out your way to present yourself in that kind of manner or that demeanor, I guess, to try to, justify what you did and what was your role during that time, that kind of alludes to a little bit of guilt for me. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on it, and I'm gonna stick with it till other
Yeah.
evidence is proven me otherwise.
I agree with you. They
Because
said
that
that
is bizarre.
they said one of the friends stuck around for like a couple of days. And then as soon as evidence surfaced that there was a fight, that's when he disappeared. Like he stopped coming around the family.
And then I hear all their phones are turned off. No one can find them. They've what do you say? Like closed out their social media. Like
Yeah, I bet.
So that is just crazy.
Because her male best friend said he was getting death threats, but I don't want to talk about him as if he is a suspect because he hasn't been named as one. But her male best friend said that he was receiving death threats and all kind of different things. So I can imagine they got off social media and their faces are out there. So people know who they are. People know their names.
Right.
And at some point in time, they're going to have to answer to this girl's death. I'm not sure if they're going to answer through the Mexican authorities or what, because I can't even believe they were able to leave the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, last I heard, the FBI did give them permission, Mexican authorities permission to extradite them to Mexico if needed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they do have permission from the U.S. So good luck, because I heard those Mexican prisons ain't nothing to play with.
Right. Okay. So the rest of the article, it just basically goes into a little bit more detail about what happened that night. The state attorney general's office at Baja California Sur in Mexico confirmed that an investigation had begun into a femicide, or the killing of a woman because of her gender. The office said it had received a call at about 6:15 p.m. on October 29th from a public security member who reported the death of a foreign woman in a house in the Fundadores Beach Club area in San Jose de Cabo. Investigators went to the scene and were collecting more evidence to achieve the accurate clarification of the events without ruling out any hypothesis. The Charlotte Observer reported that it had obtained a police report showing that a doctor had attended to Ms. Robinson after someone called for medical help at a vacation home at about 2:13 p.m. on October 29th. The doctor was told that Ms. Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol and found her with stable vital signs, but she was dehydrated, unable to communicate, and appeared to be inebriated. That's what the police report stated. The report also stated that the doctor wanted Ms. Robinson to be taken to a hospital, but that her friends insisted that she be treated at the house. The doctor tried unsuccessfully to give Ms. Robinson an intravenous line and was there for nearly an hour when Ms. Robinson began to have a seizure, prompting her friend to call an ambulance. The doctor and one of the women's friends began CPR at about 4:49 p.m. when the doctor detected no pulse. Now, this is kind of strange, the timeline here, because initially they said that, the vitals were stable, but she was dehydrated. Right. And now 45 minutes later into this same report, these are documented, incidents here on this report. The doctor detected no pulse after she had a seizure.
Oh my gosh.
Paramedics administered additional rounds of CPR as well as adrenaline and discharges from an automated external defibrillator. Ms. Robinson was declared dead at 5:57 p.m., it stated. Ms. Robinson's funeral drew hundreds of mourners on Saturday this past weekend to a church in Charlotte. Mr. Robinson said he was hurting to the core after losing his daughter. He said, I just want justice for my daughter. She's gone. So right now, I'm going to stand and be her voice to the utmost and to the fullest, and I'm not going to let this go. So anyway, that is a sad, sad, sad case, as all of our cases are that we cover. But I think with this one, it almost seems like if it didn't go viral, then we wouldn't even know about it.
Exactly. And they would have got off because hopefully it looks like they might be charged with something like after all this attention.
Yeah, because Mexico, according to the coroner there, they didn't even see that this was a suspicious death. Like
I don't even understand that.
I don't either. I'm just like, what? She like had, how? Yeah, they said she had a black eye, busted lip. Yes. Her body was not in just a regular condition of someone who was just intoxicated. Her body was like damaged, like she had been in a fight or an accident.
Broken, right?
Right. I think she did have something broken.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you skipped over that. I just don't even. Wow.
So yeah, I don't know. I won't promise a follow-up sippers because like I said, it's updates on this story every single day. But I definitely wanted to just add to the conversation as far as the more we talk about this case, hopefully the more pressure authorities will feel and they'll go ahead and make some arrests and put these people on trial that were there, not only filming the fight, but also, the ones that are responsible for her death. And what they're saying right now is that there's another video that has yet to surface, but they're saying there's another video of Shanquella appearing to be like either passed out in the bathroom or like slumped over a toilet or something like that. Aww. But that someone comes up, another female, and hits her and knocks her down. So they're saying that, yes, she got into a fight, but she really didn't fight. She didn't fight back. So this girl basically beat her up. And they say another girl that was in the home was the one that gave her what was considered the fatal blow. But that video is not out. There's rumors that it's out there, but it's just not viral. I don't know if they pulled it down or what the case is. But anyway, lots of speculation. So more so feelings, not facts on this particular report.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think all people involved or that were on the trip need to be held accountable or just whomever they?
I personally do.
I do too.
If I was to be on a trip with any of my friends and something happened to them and we make it back to the United States and I know that I know what happened, I'm telling if that's truly my friend. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not going to come back and not talk about it. If that's somebody that was truly my friend, that I truly love, and I know what happened to them, I'm telling.
Right. Especially they died.
There was death involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now, I did see a lawyer on TikTok as I was just scrolling. I'll try to send it to you ladies if I can find it again. But she had a clip that one of the girls posted that she want to get paid in order to share her information. Now, that's disgusting.
And that's another reason why they all need to be arrested.
She said she quickly put it up, but it was taken down. But the internet is swift. Called screenshots. Whatever you post, honey, they either screenshotting or recording it quickly. And my thing is, you need to get paid to tell your side of the story.
That's crazy. Now, I don't think that they intended to kill her. I don't think that. But I do feel like she passed away and their accessories, whoever else was there filming and whoever else was there who did not say anything. Because what I was wondering is where did the fight video, who released that? I haven't heard who put that out there. But what do you think? Do you think everybody should be arrested, Demetrius?
I think all parties need to be held accountable because out of all of them, the facts. Somebody know the facts. You went over there to try to tell the mom a whole different story to cover up your story. Somebody knows something.
Yeah, I'm not sure about everybody. I mean, because, I don't know what everybody's role is, but whatever, the people who were involved in it. Because, I don't even know all the people who went and were they all in the same room? Did they all know what was going on? Did they all cover? I don't know.
Look, let me tell you something. You all caught a flight coming back together, allegedly. So my thing
if you didn't do something, well, maybe an accessory to whatever.
Right. It's held accountable even if you didn't do it.
If this one person was not even in the room at the time or, had their own room, I don't know the setup or however that went, but whoever had something to do with it, absolutely. And if you knew about it and you didn't say anything, absolutely. So probably at this point, they all probably know something and they're keeping quiet. So accessory probably, at the very least.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. All right. So at least for now, we're going to close the book on this case. But the book is not going to be
Right.
like closed because it's still being investigated. But moving on to missing persons cases that I want to shed some light on. And all three of the articles are going to be from a website, Our Black Girls. It's one of my favorite websites to research missing persons cases when it comes to African American women or minorities in general, because they have so many cases on here. A lot of them are probably considered like forgotten about cases, and also the fact that a lot of them haven't gone mainstream. So it's one of the reasons why I like that particular site. So this first case is about a woman named Tanya Clark, and she was 17 years old when she disappeared. A stalled vehicle and a car accident are at the center of the case involving Tony Clark. We often find that when teenagers go missing, police immediately suspect they are runaway. Many teens' cases go under-investigated, but for Tony, the authorities are left with several theories. The mystery began on March 16, 1990, when Tony Clark traveled from her cousin's residence to her home in Oakland to San Francisco, about 25 miles away. The 17-year-old was having car trouble. The vehicle, which belonged to her boyfriend, wasn't turning over properly. Before she left her cousin's, the Chevrolet Camaro gave Tony some grief, but she managed to get it up and running. However, when she came to the Bay Bridge, the vehicle once again stalled. Quickly, things turned dangerous when another car hit the Camaro just ahead of midnight. The Charlie Project reported it only took 6 minutes for police to arrive at the accident scene, yet Tony Clark was missing and there was little evidence to point to her location. The first order of business for investigators was to determine whether or not Tony accidentally fell into the water. Search and rescue instantly looked into the waters below. The Coast Guard became involved as they helped drag the bay, but Tony Clark was not found. Upon inspection, the Camaro showed no signs of blood or hair. Moreover, the teen was known to wear a gold bracelet that she never went without. That piece of jewelry was located on the passenger side floor next to the keys to the Camaro. Tony was known as a responsible high school senior. She reportedly ran track, she liked to dance, and she enjoyed swimming. Because there weren't signs that she fell into the bay, police turned their attention to the man involved in the accident on the bridge. The investigation into the man who hit Tony's car is unclear, but prosecutors believe they had enough evidence to try him for vehicular manslaughter. However, nothing showed that Tony was deceased, and later the man was acquitted of all charges. About a week after Tony vanished, her concerned mother received a disturbing phone call. There was a girl on the other end who sounded as if she was crying. Tony's mother stayed on the line with the girl for approximately 40 seconds before it was disconnected. Unfortunately, the police could never locate the origins of that call. Reports state some witnesses claimed they saw a black man searching under Tony's vehicle. There wasn't anyone who could confirm they saw Tony fall over the bridge, and several people claimed they saw a man leaving the scene. It seems many believe she washed away in the water beneath the bridge, yet some insist that a stranger kidnapped the petite teen. At the time of her disappearance, Tony Clark stood 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighed 110 pounds. She has black, dark brown hair and brown eyes. Both of her ears are pierced. Tony also has a mole on her right calf and a light scar on her right knee. She also had a gap between her upper central incisors. Tony was last seen wearing a black tube top with lace, black linen shorts, a light blue jean jacket, white loafers, and a gold ring. Her middle name is Danielle. The Doe Network reports she was 2 months pregnant when she vanished. Anyone with information about this case is urged to contact the San Bruno Police Department. All information about this case and the others that I'm going to cover will be listed on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter pages.
You said 2 months pregnant?
Yeah. So that story is so sad because they don't really know what happened to her. You know, they don't really have the evidence that she fell over the bridge, but they also don't have evidence against the fact that somebody kidnapped her. So
what's so sad is that she was 2 months pregnant too.
Exactly. Gosh. Yeah, that is so sad. All right. So this next case features a woman named Teresa Bunn. Relatives of Teresa Bunn said that the 21-year-old expectant mother was excited about giving birth. At 8 months pregnant, Teresa had already named her bundle of joy a son, Michael Pierre Terry Bunn, a name given in homage to her 14-year-old brother. This was Teresa's first child, and while nervous about what was to come, she looked forward to her new future with gleeful anticipation. Then on November 12, 2007, Teresa's body was found in a dumpster near Washington Park in Chicago. She was nude, her body was badly burned, and she had been strangled. Teresa could only be identified through dental records, and because of the condition of her remains, her family decided to hold a vigil in honor of her in lieu of a funeral. That's terrible. Family, friends, and mourners gathered together at the place place where Teresa's body was found. Teresa's father said, "To me, this is her last place. It shouldn't be here. They took our baby and burned her like she was garbage." On the morning that Teresa's body was found, she told relatives that she was going out shopping. Teresa had a mental condition that her mother worried may have left her confused when she was out alone. Over a decade later, detectives are no closer to solving Teresa's murder. There has been, however, speculation that Chicago has an unknown serial killer who may be responsible for dozens of murders between the years of 2001 and 2017. Wow. During that time, 51 women have been strangled in the area, including Teresa and a 52-year-old woman named Hazel Lewis, whose remains were also found near Washington Park in late 2007. 16 of those 51 cases have been closed or solved. In 2007, Chicago policewoman Monique Bond admitted to reporters, "There are similarities in the manner of death and how the bodies were disposed of, yet the DNA in those cases haven't matched to any other cases or anyone else in their database. No information they have gathered gives police any indication that they're dealing with a serial killer." For Teresa Bond's family, they stated that the only thing that could come close to giving them a sense of closure would be the arrest and incarceration of the monster that murdered Teresa and her son. Unborn baby Michael would have been the first grandchild for Teresa's parents. "This time it's our daughter, but it could be your daughter, your niece, or your mother. We as a community need to help each other. If you have any information concerning the death of Teresa and her unborn child, please contact the Chicago Police Department, and information on how to contact them will be listed on our pages, as I mentioned earlier." That's so sad and tragic.
It is. Gosh,
Right.
Pregnant people. Oof, it's even worse.
All right, ladies. So this last story focuses on a woman. Her name is Justine Pierre. Early on the investigation into the disappearance of Justine Pierre, authorities believed her case involved foul play. Unfortunately, there hasn't been much else shared since she vanished in 2017 from Miami, Florida. Updates on the investigation may be scarce, but Justine's relatives did speak with local reporters weeks after she vanished. And this is actually an updated article for November 2022. So according to reports, it was on November 5th when the 34-year-old was last seen walking away from her home near Northeast 118th Terrace and 14th Avenue. It is unclear where Justine Pierre may have been traveling to or how long she intended to be away from her residence. But her son told authorities that the last thing she said to him was, "Lock the door." Justine's family informed reporters that the loving mother was employed at the Camellia's house, which gives aid to the vagrant and homeless. They also refuted any reports that Justine was struggling with mental illness, and they said she had not exhibited any behaviors like that before, to where she would just leave the home without any information. And like I said, that was back in 2017 when she disappeared. So it's been about 5 years since she's been gone, exactly this month. Yeah. Her family members said they think someone kidnapped her. Her sister said, "We love Justine and we need Justine back." And her 2 kids, they need her back as well. Her sister said, "I don't eat sometimes at night because I know that she's out there, and I may only sleep for 30 minutes because I'm always thinking about her." That's pretty much what her sister was saying. Yeah, it's pretty sad. It is. Justine's son, Ricky Burke, was just 12 years old when his mom disappeared. He said, "I miss her very much. I'm actually very worried." He also stated that his little sister would often ask where their mother was. And he said it's just heartbreaking. That's the only way he could describe it. Police have publicly noted that they believe the missing mother could have been held against her will. However, they did not locate any solid evidence that Justine Pierre was the victim of a kidnapping. She's made no contact via phone or in person with anyone, a Miami detective told the local news. At the time of her disappearance, Justine Pierre stood 5'8" tall and weighed 190 pounds. She had black, dark brown hair and brown eyes. Any distinguishing marks are unknown, but it was reported that Justine was last seen wearing a pink sweater or blouse, blue jeans, and sandals. She had her cell phone with her, but she was not carrying her purse or her wallet. Anyone with information about this case is urged to contact the Miami-Dade Police Department, and all the information and details about how to contact them will be listed on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. So ladies and sippers, that's going to be the last case in this particular episode.
Okay. Oof.
Yeah.
Ooh, this was a little bit much to take in on this episode.
It was a doozy.
All right, ladies. So that was our last story for this episode.
Oh,
so
man.
We are at the end of this True Crime Tuesday.
At the end already.
Already? It seemed like it just started.
Those were some good cases, though. Good cases. And all of them were not closed,
Right.
Still. something that hopefully we get a good update on some of those missing persons.
Hopefully, yes, because all the families and loved ones of everyone that we discussed are still looking for answers.
So especially for Shanquella, since that's so new and so kind of still fresh on everybody's brains, hopefully they are able to get a decent closing and arrest, or whatever the people have done. Hopefully justice is served for that, because that is a crazy case.
It's so new. It happened October 28th, and it's still going on.
Gosh.
Right. Yeah, I'll definitely be waiting to hear any updates on that.
Right.
All right, ladies and sippers, I will definitely post all pertinent information to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram pages. You can listen to podcasts. So I hate that this is the end of our episode, but we gotta go. It's time for us to get out of here.
Gotta go. Well, thanks, ladies. Thanks, sippers. Talk to you guys later.
Bye, ladies. Bye, sippers.